Hi there, my darling Aries. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to your reading for the week of September the 22nd, 2025. So, my darling Aries, we're just going to jump right in and start off with an overarching energy using the wisdom of the Oracle. Then we'll move on to my 3-card spread using my tarot cards here, and then finishing off with angel answer cards. All right, my darling Aries, how has everyone been going with these eclipses that we've been having? I know there's been some pretty intense energy around, but hopefully everything is going smoothly. I think once we hit October, we'll should have a lot more calmer type of energy. But let's see, my darling Aries, what do you need to know for the 22nd? Message in a bottle. So this card is all about, what some kind of message that you need to receive or that you will maybe be receiving, my darling Aries. So look out for any signs, synchronicities, things like that. I mean, this is your overarching energy. So any kind of communication, I would say, is important, my darling Aries, for you at this time. But let us get into the reading and see what else is coming out for you, my darling Aries. All right. Let's get into the reading. What does Aries need to know for this week of the 22nd of September 2025? Let's see what we've got. Queen of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, love it, and the High Priestess. Okay. Sure that they view. All right, so what I'm going to do is give you the meaning of each of the cards, and then I'm going to intuitively put the reading together for you. So you start off here with the Queen of Swords. And I actually feel that that you're representing here, my darling Aries, as the Queen of Swords in this reading. So the Queen of Swords is all about, I mean, even though you're a fire sign, this is air energy. So what I feel, I mean, the Queen of Swords, if I go back to that, is all about clarity and gaining clarity. And in the traditional tarot, she has, well, she does here too, clouds halfway up her body, but she has her hand out and her sword upright. And with her hand out, she is ready to receive. She is clear on her direction. She knows which way she's going. And I feel for you this week, my darling Aries, that you have this sense of clarity, that even though these eclipses, or this eclipse in Virgo, which we've just had on the 21st, has happened, I feel that through all this, you will be gaining clarity, my darling Aries. And I feel that it's important for you, I mean, you've got the High Priestess here as well, to use your intuition here. And you need to decide what, is real and what isn't, I guess, with these eclipses, my darling Aries. And I feel that it could be around, your long-term security and your long-term goals, and things like that. So I do feel you'll be gaining clarity on that, my darling Aries, just because you have the beautiful Queen of Swords here. She sits on her throne. She, like I said, she has her sword up and her hand out. She is ready to receive. But she's also, like I said, she's above the clouds. She has gained the clarity. Those clouds sit below her now. That is, the chaos, the uncertainty, things like that. You are, I feel, coming out of that period. If you were going through that period of uncertainty, I feel that the clouds will clear for you, my darling Aries. And then you have the Ten of Pentacles. So the Ten of Pentacles in the tarot is, a card of long-term stability and wealth. And, it is that card of building and leaving a legacy, my darling Aries. what I like to say here is, this is the old man, he's the father, and these are his daughters here. And this is the legacy he has left. In the Ace of Pentacles, you see the opportunity that comes in. When we get through to the 10 of Pentacles, this is the end. This is the conclusion, my darling Aries. This is the conclusion to the whole suit, what you've built from the Ace to the 10, my darling Aries. On the Ace of Pentacles, this garden appears, and it appears small because it is just in that energy of starting out. It is the growth phase. It is the opportunity, the potential, my darling Aries. Here we have, you can see the garden is grown. It's been tended to, it's been watered, it has been nurtured, my darling Aries. And this is your long-term stability, your long-term wealth, your long-term success. This is what you're wanting to leave behind, my darling Aries. I think this is what is the attainment for everybody here, is the 10 of Pentacles, is that long-term stability and success. And it's showing up in your reading for you, my darling Aries. So I feel that is what's been on your mind, is, that building and leaving a legacy for you. And it's showing up here to let you know it's here for you, my darling Aries, which I love to see. And then you've got the High Priestess. So as I said, the High Priestess is all about trusting your intuition, my darling Aries. You can see on here these they're pomegranates, and at the time the tarot was created by Pamela Coleman Smith, who features on this card, she did the drawings, the paintings of the imagery, I should say, of the tarot. At the time of the tarot, these pomegranates here were a sign of wealth and success and abundance, my darling Aries. So I feel for you that you're being encouraged here to trust your intuition, to, with that message in a bottle card that showed up as your overarching energy. I feel that you're being encouraged here to trust, the signs, the synchronicities, the gut feelings that you get this week, my darling Aries, to push you in that direction of this long-term success and stability, my darling Aries. I feel that, that is what, is on the cards for you this week. It's showing up here. So, and I read intuitively, and intuitively I'm getting off this High Priestess card that it is important for you to trust your intuition, my darling Aries. So if I'm going to put it all together, with the message in a bottle card here, I feel that there's going to be some kind of important communication coming in for you this week, my darling Aries, that, it's going to be important for you to, you're going to receive this communication, but it will be important for you to trust your intuition as to, can you rely on this communication, my darling Aries. But I do feel this communication, once you've, decided, which way, whether it's trustworthy, that it will give you clarity, my darling Aries, that will allow you representing here as the Queen of Swords, will allow you to gain the clarity you need to push forward towards your long-term wealth and security. That's what I feel is coming in for you this week. So yeah, some beautiful big, energies coming in for you, my darling Aries. So if you're enjoying the reading so far, please do give it a thumbs up for me. Drop me a comment below. Let me know, does this resonate with you? How did you go through those eclipses? Let me know below. I'd love to, hear how that went for you. And, just let's start a dialogue and see what's going on for you. All right, let's get final messages, my darling Aries. Yeah, you can't make this up. Here is the golden opportunity. That could be literally what is coming to you in this message, is there's an opportunity for you. Do you take it, my darling Aries. If you're looking for a yes, here it is what I feel, my darling Aries. And look, yeah, could have something to do with a relationship. I mean, you know, romance is, you know, love is always open to us. Improving health, yeah. And I mean, I think, you know, improving health is just a byproduct of, you know, everything working out and being happier, and, you know, you're trusting, you know, your intuition in that respect, my darling Aries. Wait, they say. And you got a yes. Yes, you do, my darling Aries. Love this for you. So, yeah, I feel that there is, you know, you are being encouraged here. There's definitely an opportunity is what I see. And I feel that it could come to you in the guise of a message, my darling Aries. But I do feel it's going to be important for you this week to, you know, trust your intuition. Make sure that it feels right for you. Trust that inner ding, as Louise Hay used to say. So, and make sure that, you know, whatever it is, it feels good for you to move on with. But thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I'll be back again soon. Hi there, my darling Taurus. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to your reading for the week of September the 22nd. So, my darling Taurus, we're just going to jump right in and start off with an overarching energy using the wisdom of the oracle. Then we'll move on to my 3-card spread using my tarot cards here, and then finishing off with angel answer cards. All right, my darling Taurus, what messages does Taurus need to know for this week of the 22nd? What does Taurus need to know? I hope everyone survived those eclipses that we've had. They were certainly intense energy. All right, let's see what we've got. Chop wood. This card doesn't come up that often, the chop wood card, but I feel that it comes up to, you know, remind you to, you know, it's like that in order to start a fire, you need to chop the wood, you know. So it's a card of sort of getting going with, you know, with what it is that you want to manifest, my darling Taurus. That's kind of what I feel. That's what I'm getting intuitively off the chop wood card is, you know, if you want to manifest something, if you want to bring something into your life, you need to chop the wood, my darling Taurus. You need to make it happen. You need to start the process. You know, if you're thinking about wanting to write a book, start writing, put some ideas down on paper. Start is what I'm feeling off this card, my darling Taurus. So, yeah, you know, take that how it resonates. But I feel that you're being just encouraged to get started with something, my darling Taurus, or put in the work is the word that popped into my head. So let us consult the tarot and see what messages we've got coming in for you, my darling Taurus. What does Taurus need to know for this week of the 22nd of September? Let's see what we've got coming in for you. 6 of Swords, the Lovers, Gemini energy there, and the Page of Cups. All right, my darling. Yeah, that sort of goes along with what I'm feeling here. So anyway, sorry, getting messages, just they're coming in at me. All right, my darling Taurus, what I'm going to do is give you the meaning of each of the cards, and then I'm going to intuitively put the reading together for you. So you start off here with the 6 of Swords. The 6 of Swords is a card of moving on, my darling Taurus. And I feel that goes sort of hand in hand with this chop wood card, is that, you know, in order for you to move on, get going, you know, move towards whatever goal, wish or dream it is, you need to move, you need to get going, my darling Taurus. You need to move on from what is holding you back, my darling Taurus. That's what I feel off this Six of Swords card. So you can see here, she's got 6 swords in her boat. She's got this little tiny bag here and the clothes on her back. This bag here represents the tools that she needs to move on to where she needs to go, my darling Taurus. And the swords in the boat represent the lessons and the love. Only take those lessons and the love with you, my darling Taurus. Do not bring any baggage with you other than this tiny little bag here that holds all your tools, my darling Taurus. You know, move on with a clean slate, my darling Taurus, because I feel that you may be wanting to bring more with you than what is necessary on this new journey. Because with that chopped wood card, like I said, it's a card of, needing to just get moving. So don't bring with you what is unnecessary, my darling Taurus. That's what I feel is coming in for you off this Six of Swords here, my darling Taurus. Because then you have the Lovers here. And as I said, the Lovers, this is Gemini energy. So if you have Gemini in your chart, I would encourage you to go and watch the Gemini reading as well, because there could be a message there for you. But this could be literally about, there could be a Gemini in your life that this is about. And the Lovers card, yes, it can be to do with love here. And I feel that this could be about a relationship here that, you have been wondering, do you walk away from this relationship, my darling Taurus? And look, I can't tell you to do that, and I'm not going to tell you to do that. Only you can decide whether to move, away from this relationship, move on from it, or, stay in it. In the traditional tarot, the Lovers card was called the choice card because, in the traditional tarot, there's a male and a female. There is a mountain, clouds, an angel, and then the sun's above the angel. The mountain between them literally means some kind of mountain between you and someone else, an obstacle, a choice, a decision, a crossroads, my darling Taurus, that you could be coming to with someone else. And I feel that crossroads is asking you, which way next, my darling Taurus? Do you move on or do you stay from where it is you are now? I feel with the Six of Swords, you will move on, or I feel that you're being encouraged to move on, move away from what no longer serves you, what is no longer right for you, my darling Taurus. So, take that how it resonates, but that's just what I'm feeling for you. Because then you have the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups is all about some kind of, if you've been watching me for a while, pages in the tarot are messengers. And this person is coming in with a message for you from the heart, my darling Taurus. So I feel this whole reading is about something that you need. There is a choice or a decision for you to make here, definitely. And you are being gifted with a message from the heart. Whether you take that message is up to you, my darling Taurus. So I feel that's what the Page of Cups is coming in, is to give you this message from the heart. Like I said, what you do with that is up to you. You can see he's got the little fishy in the cup here. The fish, we don't know whether that fish is real or imaginary, my darling Taurus. But it's all how you look at it. So it is how you see it. How I read this, how I see this, could be completely different to how you see this, my darling Taurus. But I'm just giving you, every reading is about the reader's interpretation, my darling Taurus, and I'm just giving you mine. So, you know, there could be someone else might have some other, you know, idea here. But if I'm going to put it all together, you know, I just feel that you have a choice or a decision to make in a relationship, my darling Taurus. That's what I feel. And it will be up to you to stay or go. Whether it has to do with what this message from the heart is, will be up to you. But I do feel that you will move on to a better place, to something better here. You know, what I'm also drawn to on this card, you can see she is looking up towards this star here. You know, she's looking to the heavens, wishing upon this star. Wherever you're going to go, my darling Taurus, I feel it is where you have wished for, where you wish this relationship to go, my darling Taurus. So yeah, you know, that's just what I feel is coming in for you, that wherever you're going to go, it will be for your highest good, my darling Taurus. And whether that's towards this person or away from this person is going to be up to you. But what I would encourage you to do is leave the baggage behind. If you are going to move on and make a fresh start with this person, leave behind in the past what was in the past. If you're going to move on, my darling Taurus. That's what I feel. Only take the lessons and the love and move forward. You know, if you're going to move forward with this person, move forward with a clean slate, my darling Taurus. That's what's really standing out for me here. So yeah, you know, big energies coming in for you. So if you're enjoying the reading so far, please do give it a thumbs up for me. I would love to know. Leave me a comment, you know, does this resonate with you? I am very active and interactive in the comments. So yeah, I'd love to have a chat. You know, if you feel that you'd like some more clarity, just drop it in the comments and let's start a dialogue, my darling. All right, let's get final messages for you, my darling Taurus. Yeah, can't make this up. The situation will improve. And I felt that too. You know, you are moving on to something better is what I feel. Yeah, look for a sign, they say. As I said, I felt on that Six of Swords, she's looking up to her North Star. She's looking to the heavens. Look for a sign, my darling. Signs, synchronicities. Yeah, you can't make this up. Forgiveness. So this could be relationship. You know, as I said, I felt it was between you and someone else. Could call for forgiveness. Now, whether that is you forgiving yourself or forgiving them, I feel that, you know, it'll benefit. I think it'll benefit both of you to, you know, forgiveness doesn't mean condoning the other person's behavior, but I think it would set you free to forgive. Take action, they say. Yeah, get moving. Take action on this, my darling Taurus. Yeah, and choose new direction. That's the Six of Swords. Move on. Whatever direction you choose, whether it's with this person or without this person, you know, just make the decision because you're being encouraged to go in a different direction. So if it is with, you know, if it's leaving this person behind, so be it. But if it's moving ahead with this person, then leave behind the baggage that was there in the past, my darling Taurus. Don't take it with you. Move on and leave behind what's in the past, my darling Taurus. Thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I'll be back again soon. Hi there, my darling Geminis. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to your reading for the week of September the 22nd. So, my darling Geminis, we're just going to jump right in and start off with an overarching energy using the wisdom of the Oracle. Then we'll move on to my 3-card spread using my tarot cards here, and then we'll finish off with angel answer cards. All right, my darling Geminis, what messages does Gemini need to know for the week of the 22nd of September? What does Gemini need to know? not for you. Boy, I don't think I've ever had this card come up before. So I like that. It says on it, nope, not for you. So, my darling Geminis, there could be something around this week that, you're wanting to know whether it's for you or not. I'm going to tell you it's not for you, my darling Gemini. So, take that how it resonates, but clearly there's an energy. I mean, look, we've all been through all these eclipses. So the questions, there could be things coming up from the past for you that you're wondering, is something right for you? Is something, and clearly the answer is no, it is not for you. So let us consult the tarot here and get some more info on what this could be about. My darling Gemini. What does Gemini need to know for the week of the 22nd? I mean, this might even be a person. If you're asking, is that person for you? Then, this could be no. Let's see what comes up in the cards for you, my darling Geminis. And I mean, your card is the Lovers, so let's see. Four of Cups. Six of Swords. Six of Swords has come up quite a bit in these readings. And the Tower. Yeah. Okay, so definitely something is not for you, my darling Geminis. All right. So what I'm going to do is give you the meaning of each of the cards, and then I'm going to intuitively put the reading together for you. So you start off here with the Four of Cups. Now, the Four of Cups is an energy of what's apathy and boredom. I mean, you can see here, these cups here, these three cups represent experiences or things that she has tried to do. She's tried to do something 3 times, and 3 times something hasn't worked out. But she is very focused, and too focused on what hasn't worked out, that she can't see that there's another opportunity up here, my darling Gemini. So I feel for you that you're being encouraged here to not be so focused on what hasn't worked out in the past. I am getting drawn to things of the past, to not be so focused on what hasn't worked out, my darling Geminis, that you can't see there's something else for you here. There's something better is what I feel. That's what popped into my head, was there is something better. So whatever it is that you're wanting right now, you're wanting these things to work out here, but they're not for you. This might be for you, my darling Geminis. So that's kind of what I'm feeling off this Four of Cups, is that, to not be so focused on what hasn't worked out, so you're not open to see another opportunity, my darling Geminis. That's what I feel here. And then you have the Six of Swords, and like I said, this has come out quite a lot in these readings that I've done so far. So I feel that we're all being encouraged here to, leave behind what hasn't worked out. Leave in the past, what no longer serves us, my darling Geminis. She's got, in this boat here is these swords, and on these swords, these are all, those 6 swords in that boat are the lessons and the love, and she's taking only the lessons and the love. And in this little bag here are her tools. In this little bag here is everything she needs. She does not need more baggage, my darling Geminis. She is leaving behind that baggage. She only has the clothes on her back, this little bag, and the lessons and the love. I feel that you're being encouraged to move forward. Leave behind what no longer serves you, my darling Geminis. Realize that something is not for you and move on. Leave it in the past. Don't give it another thought, my darling Geminis, because I feel that could be holding you back. I feel that and I'm saying that because of the Tower that's here as well, that you are you're too focused on, or you're not wanting to realize there's another way to go, if that makes sense, because, you know, the Tower will come in when it's forced change, my darling Geminis. But, and I do feel that you're with this beautiful Six of, and this is a great card. I love the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is a card of moving on, leaving behind what no longer serves you, and moving towards, and, you know, your North Star. You can see here, she's looking up towards this star here. She is moving towards her North Star. She is moving towards her goals, wishes, dreams, whatever that means to you. I'm encouraging you, my darling Geminis, to do the same here. Leave behind what is no longer serving you. Because if you do not make the change, if you keep holding on to what isn't for you, the universe will come in and change will come. The Tower is what I like to say, jump or be pushed, my darling Geminis. The Tower comes in when the universe, you've been prompted to change something. You've been prompted, you know, things and circumstances and that has been coming in, but you haven't read the signs, my darling Geminis. The Tower is jump or be pushed. You know, either go with the flow, make the changes, or the universe will make them for you, my darling Geminis. That is what I feel is coming in for you this week. So, but I feel for you that you are just holding on too tightly to the past. You're not wanting to change, but change is going to happen whether you like it or not, is what I feel here, my darling Geminis. You're being told that what was is no longer for you, my darling Geminis, as hard as that may be to hear. My darling Geminis, you are being encouraged to jump or be pushed, my darling Geminis. So, yeah, putting it all together, and I probably already have, but I just feel there's either a person, place, thing, situation, something that you're too focused on that hasn't worked out. Let it go, because there's something better coming in for you. And I feel if you don't let it go, the universe will let it go for you. This thing is not for you anymore. It's time to move on. Take the lessons and the love, my darling Geminis, and move on. Something better is coming for you, is what I feel, my darling Geminis. So yeah, take that how it resonates, but that's exactly what I'm feeling. Well, as soon as I got that not for you, I felt there is change coming for you, and it shows up in the form of the Tower. So jump or be pushed, my darling Geminis. All right. So if you're enjoying the reading so far, please do give it a thumbs up for me. You know, let me know in the comments, does this resonate? What is it that you may, you know, sometimes when you speak it out loud, it helps. So if you want to put it in the comments, chuck it in the comments. I do not mind. Yeah, look, above all, remain positive. Your angels are telling you this is meant to be. Remain positive. Everything will work out for your highest good, my darling Geminis. If you believe, ask, believe, receive. Believe that this is happening for your highest good, my darling Geminis. Yeah, you will have helpful people around you. Helpful people will be around you to scoop you up, to encourage you, to be there for you. You are not going through this alone, my darling Geminis. That much I know. You know, that much I know for sure, is that this is something you are not doing alone. Within the next few months, they say, yeah, you got a yes, my darling Geminis, yes. This is happening, whether you like it or not, but it is happening for your highest good. I feel it. I know it. This is all going to work out for you, for your highest good. I know it. So, you know, don't be discouraged by what is happening. Just let go what is no longer serving you. my darling Geminis, because, yeah, it's not working for you anymore. Let it go, my darling Gemini. Thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I'll be back again soon. Hi there, my darling Cancerians. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to your reading for the week of September the 22nd. So, my darling Cancerians, we're just going to jump right in and start off with an overarching energy using the wisdom of the oracle. Then we'll move on to my 3-card spread using my tarot cards here, and then finish off with angel answer cards. All right, my darling Cancerians, what messages does Cancer need to know for this week of the 22nd of September? There sure has been some powerful energies around. I mean, we've just been through this second eclipse in Virgo, and those energies will last for a good 6 months. Yeah, all that glitters. So this all that glitters card is it's a card of, you know, all that glitters isn't gold, my darling Cancerians. So you're being encouraged here to, you know, just be wary that if something sounds too good to be true, it possibly could be, my darling Cancerians. Just to be aware that, you know, something may look good on the surface, but, you know, there may be more to it than that, if that makes sense. Because I'm drawn to, you know, you can see the masks here, you know, what is being masked here, and then there's this other face that's here. So just be wary is all I feel here. So we'll have to get some, you know, more clarity to find out what else is happening here, but let us consult the tarot. Let's see what messages we've got coming in for you, my darling Cancerians. What does, oops, I don't feel I should take that. What does Cancer need to know? The Lovers. Now see, that flew out, but then I put it back because I didn't feel it was right. But when the universe says it's got to come out, it's got to come out. 7 of Swords. Yeah, there's all that glitters, I feel. And the Knight of Swords. Yeah. Something's happening, my darling Cancerians. I mean, I don't often read the 7 of Swords as lying, cheating, stealing, but in this instance, when I pulled that out, I felt, yeah, something's what I feel. And look, I'm got messages coming into my head, so I'm going to just say it, but I feel that you may not be getting told everything. That's kind of, or someone's keeping something for you. They feel that it's their own, for your own good, but anyway, that's exactly what popped into my head when I pulled that card, and with that all that glitters card. So yeah, anyway, what I'm going to do is give you the meaning of the cards, and then I'm going to intuitively put the reading together. So we've got the Lovers here, and as I said, that Lovers card was what flew out. So I mean, if you don't go back and have a look at me shuffling, you'll see it. And I don't often take, well, I very rarely do I take pop-outs, which is why I put it back. But when the universe wants a card out, the universe wants a card out, and that's what's happened. So the Lovers. So this is Gemini energy. So if you have Gemini in your chart, I would encourage you to go and watch the Gemini reading, because the Gemini reading was very powerful from what I remember. A lot of change going on there for Geminis. So yeah, definitely watch the Gemini reading if you have Gemini in your chart. This could also be a Gemini in your life, my darling Cancerians. So the Lovers card is all about, it can be love, but it's usually more to do with a choice or a decision to make in a relationship. So whether that's a love relationship, it could be a friendship, a partnership, a work relationship. You know, it could be a colleague, it could be a boss, friend, family member. Take it how it resonates. But what I feel here is that there's some choice or a decision or crossroads that you've come to with this person. I do feel it's a person here that is showing up. So I feel that you have a decision to make because you feel, and I think you feel that not everything is being told to you, my darling Cancerians. And with that All That Glitters card and the Seven of Swords, I feel you're right. I think that your instinct, your intuition here is 100% spot on. I feel that you're not being told everything, my darling Cancerians, and yeah, it doesn't sit well with you. It doesn't sit well with me. I feel kind of tense during this reading. So yeah, it's not making me feel great. I'm sorry, my darling Cancerians. Because then you've got the Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords, they can say is lying, cheating, stealing. And very rarely do I read it as lying, cheating, stealing because, to me, I'm not a doomsday reader. So I try to see the positive in, all the readings. But if I feel that there is a problem, then I have to say it because I read intuitively. So what I feel off this is that you're not being told everything. That's what's popping into my head. Normally I would read the Seven of Swords as, changing tactics here, because you can see he's stealing these swords from this army in the background, which means he is changing the way he fights, which is a change of tactics. But he's also doing it sneakily. So I feel that is more what's standing out to me in this reading is, sneakiness here or something hidden from you, my darling Sagittarians, my darling Cancerians. So please be careful is all I'm saying. I just feel that I feel that you feel it too, that you'll feel that you're not being told everything. So I feel this is a confirmation for you, my darling Cancerians, that you're not being told everything. And then you've got the Knight of Swords here. So the Knight of Swords in the tarot is, he's the only knight. He's like one of the knights in the tarot that is like flying on his horse. It's not depicted in this, it's not shown in this depiction of the Knight of Swords, but, in the traditional Knight of Swords, he is like running like a bat out of hell. His horse is stressed. And I feel the energy of stress here off the Knight of Swords for you, my darling Cancerian. So, take that how it resonates. But yeah, I feel that you're stressed by this situation, if that makes sense, because you feel and you know that you're not being told everything. And, depending on what relationship that is there with the lovers will depend on the intensity of that stress feeling. Like I feel stressed off this reading, or like it's maybe not stressed, but it just doesn't sit well with me. And yeah, I don't love it for you, my darling Cancerians. So if I can say anything to you, it would be, just check everything. Double check details, double check. If someone's trying to sell you something, double check that it's legit. Do your due diligence is the word that popped into my head, my darling Cancerians. So yeah, that's kind of the message I'm getting off this Knight of Swords, off the whole reading, really. So if I'm going to put it all together, I probably already have, but I feel that you're just being warned here to realize that, if something's too good to be true, it probably is. But more so, I feel that, there's something between you and someone else. It's come up because you feel that you're not being told everything, or that they're not being forthright with you, my darling, or 100% honest with you, my darling Cancerians. And I feel you're right here, because I don't like the feeling I'm getting with this. So if I can tell you anything, it's just to make sure that you check everything. Do your due diligence, check everything, be aware, is what I say to you, my darling Cancerians, which, you know, I don't, very rarely, like I said, I'm not a doomsday reader. I don't read negatively, but I feel this message has come to you for a reason. It's come to you so you can be aware, my darling Cancerians. So if you're enjoying the reading so far, please do give it a thumbs up for me. Let me know in the comments, you know, my darling Cancerians, I feel that you already know, you have a feeling about this already. So put it in the comments. Let me know if you have this feeling. And, you know, maybe we can talk about it. If you feel that you want to have a chat about it, happy to talk to you about it. All right, let's get final messages for you. I love to say that the situation will improve. That I love to see. I'm happy about that because abundance is on its way, my darling Cancerians. So I feel happy ending here, which is great. Yeah, and here's the romance card. So that's the lovers, basically, and that's the universe saying I meant what I said. So yeah, I feel there is definitely, it's definitely something to do with a close relationship. Within the next few months, they say, yeah, you got a yes. I feel this will resolve, my darling Cancerians. I don't feel that it won't, because I feel that you know about it. I feel that you're aware. So yeah, I feel that, you know, you're going to be on top of this. Everything's going to work out. No one, you know, is going to have the wool pulled over their eyes. And I honestly don't think it's intentional. So, you know, if that gives you any comfort here, I don't think it's intentional, but I feel that it's not going to, you know, resolve unless you bring it up and call it out, my darling Cancerians. Thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I'll be back again soon. Hi there, my darling Leos. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to your reading for the week of September the 22nd. Let us jump right in, and it's going to start off here with an overarching energy using the Wisdom of the Oracle. Then we'll move on to my 3-card spread using my tarot cards here, and then finish off with angel answer cards. Oops. All right, my darling Leos, what messages does Leo need to know for this week of the 22nd? What does Leo need to know? Hope everyone survived those eclipses that we've had. I mean, they've been pretty intense, but I'm feeling that the energy in October will be a lot clearer. Ooh, all that glitters. So this is a card of literally that saying, all that glitters is not gold, my darling Leos. So I feel for you that you're being encouraged here as this overarching energy to maybe not trust anything off face value, if that makes sense. You can see, you know, the 2 masks here and then this face here. I feel, you know, just intuitively off this card that you're being encouraged to, you know, make sure that if something seems too good to be true, it probably is, my darling Leos. Alrighty, let us get some more messages here and see what is coming in for you, my darling Leos. What does Leo need to know for this week of the 22nd of September 2025? What messages does Leo need to know? Justice, Lady Justice coming in. The 6 of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. Yeah, love it. There's your clarity right there. And your justice. So, I mean, I'm loving what's coming in for you, my darling Leos. So what I'm going to do is give you the, I'm going to give you the meaning of each of the cards, and then I'm going to intuitively put the reading together for you. So you start off here, as I said, with the beautiful Lady Justice card. So justice comes in when, I mean, this is Libra as well. So if you have Libra in your chart, I would encourage you to go and also watch the Libra reading, because there could be a message there for you. Or this could be, you know, a Leo that you're, not a Leo, sorry, a Libra that you are associated with, my darling Leos. So Lady Justice comes in when there is some kind of justice that, you know, we need to, or we are receiving. Maybe you've been waiting on a settlement. Maybe you've been waiting on a, you know, some kind of payout, insurance payout, something like that. I feel for you that you will get your justice here, my darling Leos. But what I would say, just with that All That Glitters card, as I said, is to make sure that it is not too good to be true, my darling Leos. That's kind of what the message I'm feeling for you off this Justice card, and really for the whole reading here. But I kind of feel, just with what else is on the table as well, that there has been some kind of imbalance of, you know, justice, my darling Leos, or some kind of imbalance of the truth not being told, if that makes sense. So, you know, take that how it resonates, but that's what's popping into my head off the Justice card. Look, and the Justice card is all about, you know, like I said, justice, or it could be karmic justice. And I feel you are receiving karmic justice this week, my darling Leos. So, yeah, powerful message coming in, and energies coming in. I feel that with the scales of balance here and here as well, that some kind of balance is going to be restored to you this week, my darling Leos. Because, yeah, you know, here is the Six of Pentacles. I often feel that the Six of Pentacles is the minor arcana version of the Justice card, just because of the scales of balance here. But the Six of Pentacles is all about reciprocity, my darling Leos. So it's that energy of give and take. So what we give out comes back to us. And I feel that, you know, in this instance, that you will be receiving more now, as I feel that what you have been giving and giving and giving, my darling Leos. So, you know, take that how it resonates, but that's really what I'm getting off this, that, you know, if you feel like people have just been taking from you, and that you've been giving and giving and giving, I feel this is the week that balance will be restored to you. And like I said, with that Justice card, you know, if it's anything to do with, you know, some kind of karmic rewards and things like that, I feel that will be coming to you this week, my darling Leos. And with that All That Glitters card, I do feel that you've been feeling that the wool has been, you know, almost pulled over your eyes in a small way. Not completely, and I don't feel that it's been intentionally, if that makes sense, my darling Leos. But I do feel that you have felt that you've been just giving to a situation, person, place, thing, you know, take that how it resonates. But it's time now for you to receive, my darling Leos. That's what I feel is coming in off that, you know, definitely what's on the table here. Because then you have the beautiful Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords is a card of, it's often called the Sword of Truth, because, you know, it brings in clarity, my darling Leos. So you can see here there's a palm frond and an olive branch, whatever. And, you know, the palm frond comes in to offer, you know, peace, and the olive branch comes in to give you peace. The palm frond comes in to give you clarity, my darling Leos. So I feel that there's some kind of situation here where you are now either speaking your truth, where you feel that you can speak your truth, that the energy, you know, you feel that you've got that confidence, you know, and Lady Justice is taking a part in that, my darling Leos, where you feel that it is your time now to speak your truth, my darling Leos. Speak it out loud. Stand up for yourself. It is your time. And the Ace of Swords is also some kind of victory as well. So I feel just with, what's on the table here as well, that you're going to have a victory over something that maybe you felt has been trying to pull the wool over your eyes, so to speak. And like I said, I don't feel that it's been intentional, but I feel that you have that clarity now. So to you, you will feel like you've got a victory over this, my darling Leos, which, love to see this for you. So I'm going to put it all together, and I probably, already have, but I do feel what's coming in for you is, with this All That Glitters card, is that there has been some uncertainty. There's been that you felt that you're not being told everything, that not everything is being shared with you, and that, like I said, not all that glitters isn't gold, my darling Leos. But what I feel is going to happen this week is that balance will be restored. Karmic justice is coming in to restore that balance for you to be able to receive here. And what you will be receiving is a victory. And also the confidence to be able to speak your truth, my darling Leos. That's what I feel is coming in for you. So yeah, beautiful energies coming in for you this week, my darling Leos. Very positive is what I feel off these cards. So if you're enjoying the reading so far, please do give it a thumbs up for me. I am very active and interactive in the comments, so I'd love to know, if this resonates. And look, if you see something here that I can't, drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Let's start a dialogue, my darling Leos. All right, let's get final messages for you. Yeah, can't make this up. Big happy changes. Exactly what I was feeling for you. This is all about big happy changes. Yeah. Remain positive, my darling Leos. Positivity, no stinking thinking, my darling Leos. Positive thinking brings positive change. Yeah. And I do feel that there will be some helpful people coming in for you, my darling Leos. So yes, got some beautiful energies coming in. Wait, they say, because you've got a yes. Yeah. I feel with that wait card, you're being encouraged just not to make any quick, hasty kind of decisions. Don't move until you, with that when I was saying I got off the Ace of Swords to speak your truth, definitely do that. But I feel that, you're being encouraged to make sure that, you have all the information before you go ahead, and speak your truth. Or, what I feel for you is just to not, what's the word? I've got it on the tip of my tongue, but I don't know how to say it without sounding harsh. But, don't speak out of turn. And I know that sounds weird, but before you've got all the information is what is popping into my head, my darling Leos. But all I feel here is some beautiful clarifying justice energy coming in for you this week, my darling Leos. Thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I'll be back again soon. Hi there, my darling Virgos. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to your reading for the week of September the 22nd. If it is your birthday today, my darling Virgos, a big happy birthday from me to you. We are at the end of Virgo season. So today literally is the last day of Virgo season. So if it is your birthday today, I hope you have a beautiful birthday. And if it is, drop me a comment below. Let me know if it's your birthday so I can give you a very personal happy birthday wish. All right, my darling Virgos, let us jump right into your reading. We're going to start off with an overarching energy using the wisdom of the Oracle. Then we'll move on to my 3-card spread using my tarot cards, and then finishing off with angel answer cards. All right. Wow, how are those eclipses for you, my darling Virgos? I sure know I have been feeling them. Just heavy energy, confusion type of energy, I think. And I'm not usually a confused type of person, but, just sort of, yeah, weird energy, I think. So I'm looking forward to October because I feel that October energy is going to be a lot lighter for everyone. All right, let us get overarching energy for you, my darling Virgos. Round and round, yeah. I kind of feel that sort of how things have been is, just going round and round in circles, not kind of, going over old ground, things. I mean, those eclipses stirring up things from the past, and making you question, choices and things from the past, my darling Virgo. So this energy around at the moment could make you feel that you're going around and round in circles. So yeah, let's consult the tarot and see, what messages we've got coming in for us, my darling. I say us because I'm a Virgo. All right, my darling Virgos, what messages does Virgo need to know for this week of the 22nd of September? Messages. Four of Pentacles, the Lovers, Gemini energy, and the High Priestess. Yeah, okay. All right, so what I am going to do is give you the meaning of each of the cards, and then I will intuitively put the reading together for you. So you start off here with the Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles in the tarot is, a card of holding on too tightly. It can also be a card of, financial stability, but I feel more of this, my darling Virgos, that you're being asked a question of what are you holding on to for fear of letting go, my darling Virgos. Is there something that you're holding on to this week because of those eclipses, that have been happening? And look, eclipse energy can last, a good 6 months after it's happened. So, as I said, with that round and round card, we are probably going to be experiencing things coming up from the past, my darling Virgos. And this here is asking you, like, what are you holding on to for fear of letting go? Like, I feel that there is, things from the past, whether it's past situations, past people, something from the past is coming up, and we're maybe not wanting to let go of that. And with the Lovers here, it could be something to do with a relationship. I will get more info as I go along, but I do feel it could be, something between you and someone else that you may feel is going round and round. The same, maybe the same issue that you've had, maybe the same, fight that you've had with someone, and it doesn't have to be a love relationship. It could be, a friend, a colleague, a, work person, a boss, something like that, where the same issues keep coming up, even when you felt that you'd let them go. But I feel that there's something here, my darling Virgos, that you're holding on to too tightly to. And I'm encouraging you here to release, something that you're holding on to here. I was always taught that when you hold, it's like water or something, when you scoop up water and you hold it too tightly like this, it all falls through your fingers. However, if you scoop it up and you just sort of, you just hold it in your hand, it stays there. Like water, sand, same kind of thing. So I feel that, maybe if you're trying to hold on too tightly, you're being encouraged to maybe just let something sit, if that makes sense, my darling Virgos. Because, yeah, then you have the Lovers, as I said. So, like I said, the Lovers is Gemini energy. So if you have a Gemini in your life or in your chart, this could literally be a Gemini. It could also be, if you have a Gemini or have Gemini in your chart, go and watch the Gemini reading because that could be significant for you. But I actually feel that this is a person. So I feel this could be a Gemini in your life, my darling Virgos, that, there's some kind of crossroads that you've come to with this person, whether it is, like I said, I feel that there is an issue there that is going round and round, that you feel that it's, come around again, that you thought that you'd cleared whatever this energy is, my darling Virgos, but it's coming back, coming back to get you to solve it once and for all is what I feel. I feel that this will be resolved once and for all, my darling Virgos. I think once you can release what it is that, you're holding on too tightly to, this issue will dissolve. It will resolve, my darling Virgos. But there's going to be a little bit of, it's coming back round again for you, and it's coming back round again so you can heal it, my darling Virgos. That's what I feel for you this week. So yeah, I love this, because I feel that whatever this is, you're going to heal it, my darling Virgos. So yeah. And then you have the beautiful High Priestess card. So the High Priestess is all about trusting your intuition, my darling Virgos. And I feel that that's important for you this week, is to trust how you feel about this situation, how you feel about this person, place, or thing that is coming up and is coming around again, my darling Virgos, because I feel you will know. As Louise Hay used to say, she used to trust her inner ding. And her inner ding was, she got a phone call and it was, asking her to go and speak somewhere, and she felt really good about it. That would be her inner ding. She would say yes, like that. But if she felt dread or a pit, something not feel right in her stomach, then that would be her inner ding telling her no, this isn't right. Maybe get more information, that kind of thing. So I feel, my darling Virgos, we are being encouraged to trust our inner ding, trust our intuition here. Does this situation with this person make us feel good, or does it make us feel bad about ourselves? Nobody wants something to make us feel bad about ourselves. So, but only you, my darling Virgos, will know the answer to that question. Does this make you feel good, or does it make you feel bad? Only you can answer that question, my darling Virgos. So, I just feel you're being encouraged here to trust that inner feeling, that inner, gut feeling, my darling Virgo. So if I'm going to put it all together, I feel here that, like I said, there's some issue that is coming up again from the past, so we can heal it once and for all. And I feel it's something that we're holding, there's some idea or something. It could even be a person. Are we holding on to this person too tightly? Do we need to give this person more space? Is that what this is about? I do feel it's between you and someone else, and it could be a Gemini, is what I feel. So if you have a Gemini in your life, take that how it resonates. But I do feel this issue will be resolved, and I feel it will make your relationship stronger and better. So yeah, take that how it resonates, but that's just what I'm sort of feeling from this this reading, my darling Virgos. So if you are enjoying the reading so far, please do give it a thumbs up for me. I would love to know if this resonates with you. I'd love to know, what are you doing for your birthday too? Put it in the comments below. My birthday was was in August, so I'm an August Virgo, but love to know what you are getting up to or what you got up to. So yeah, make sure you put it in the comments below, and let me know if this resonates with you too. I'd love to know if this does. All right, let's get final messages for you, my darling Virgos. Compromise, yeah. I mean, that could be what is happening here, that, I know myself, I'm a Virgo, and, sometimes I can want it all my way, but at the end of the day, I also want to make the other person happy. So, it could be a case of you needing to compromise here, bring a bit of balance back into this relationship. Recovery, yeah. Take some time out for yourself if you feel that it's getting too much for you. I love this. The situation will improve. Yes. What did I say? I felt that this whole situation, relationship, was going to be resolved. I feel that whatever is happening this week with this other person is going to be resolved, my darling Virgos. Within the next few weeks, they say, don't stop. Yes, don't stop, my darling Virgos. Keep moving forward. You know, I feel that this, you know, so strongly that, you know, this is going to resolve and you will let go of, you know, whatever has been holding you back from this relationship, my darling Virgos. Thank you so much for watching. I love you. Happy birthday. And I'll see you again soon. Hi there, my darling Librans. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to your reading for the week of September the 22nd. If it is your birthday this week, my darling Librans, a big happy birthday from me to you. It's coming into your beautiful birthday season on the next day. I think yours, Virgo's, ends on the 22nd, but yours starts on the 23rd. So happy birthday, my darling Librans. So we're just going to jump right in and start off with an overarching energy using the Wisdom of the Oracle. Then we'll move on to my 3-card spread using my tarot cards here, and then finishing off with angel answer cards. All right, my darling Librans, what messages does Libra need to know for this week of the 22nd of September 2025? Certainly been some, still reeling from those eclipses, and we still will for the next 6 months or so, so hold on to your hats. Chop wood. Yeah, this came up just before. I'm not sure who it was. I think it might have been Capricorn. Not sure, but you know, this card, it sort of comes up to when we need to get to work, my darling Librans. You know, it's a card of, you know, needing to get the work done. Like, you need to, in order to make a fire, you need to chop wood, my darling Librans. So, you know, I guess I think it's just a card of getting on with it, my darling Librans. So, you know, take that how it resonates, but we'll need to consult the tarot and see what messages we've got coming in for you. But I feel with the chop wood, it's just all about, you know, getting the job done, getting to work, you know, knuckle down, just put one foot in front of the other, move forward, my darling Librans. All right, what messages does Libra need to know for the week of the 22nd? The Emperor, it's Aries energy. Death card, wow. Scorpio energy, and the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, right. Well, if ever there was a just get the job done, it's this reading. Got a bit of change and transformation going on. Got you taking control of the situation here, which I love. And that basically is the chop wood. Getting, like as I said, getting the job done. There you are there, getting the job done. So what I'm going to do is give you the meaning of each of the cards, and then I'll intuitively put the reading together for you. I mean, we've got Aries here, we've got Scorpio here, and so if you've got Aries or Scorpio in your chart, definitely go and watch their readings, because, you know, there's a lot of crossover kind of energy going on at the moment with these eclipses. So, you know, I think there's a message there as well. But start off here with the Emperor, and I feel in this reading for you, my darling Librans, that you are presenting here as the Emperor in this reading. I feel that you're, you know, with that chop wood card, that you're taking control, my darling Librans, that you are just feeling you just need to get the job done, my darling Librans. I feel that you have this enormous change and transformation around you, and, you know, that you're just working hard to get it done. And you presenting here as the Emperor, my darling Librans, just, you know, amplifies that. You can see he sits on his throne. He's got the world in his hands. He sits there in control. I mean, there is that controlling energy as well, but I feel that what it is that you're controlling is you. You are controlling your situation. You are controlling your life, my darling Librans. I feel that you are taking control here. So I love to see that for you. I just feel that you are no longer allowing, people, places, things to control you. It is time for you, my darling Librans, to take back your own control over your own life and move forward here. And I feel that's what you're doing. It's just very, like I said, clear to me. And like I said, this is Aries energy. So if you have Aries in your chart, go and watch the Aries reading. I mean, it could even be an Aries in your life, but I don't feel that. I don't feel this is another person. I feel this is you, my darling Librans. So yeah, love that. And then we have the Death card. So as I said, the Death card is all about change and transformation. And it's also, like I said, Scorpio energy. So this could be literally a Scorpio in your life. So take that how it resonates. But I feel this, if you do have Scorpio in your chart as well, go and watch the Scorpio reading. Because like I said, there's been a lot of crossover types of energy in these readings. So a lot of people showing up in other people's readings. So yeah, definitely go and watch the Scorpio reading. But like I said, this is all about change and transformation. And I feel that you taking control of your life, taking control of your situation, things like that, is going to cause you to go through this beautiful change and transformation, my darling Librans, and come out the other side better and more and feeling more in control, my darling Librans, which is beautiful for you. And then you have the Two of Pentacles. So the Two of Pentacles is a energy of sort of work hard, play hard, of juggling, spinning plates in the air. You can see here also this giant infinity symbol as well, which says to me that you have infinite possibilities, my darling Librans, which I love for you. And I feel this is coming in to let you know that, you have been juggling those energies. And I feel it's time for you now to put that down and take control. Don't allow, this will I, won't I, work hard, play hard type of energy to control you. Take back control, my darling, with that Emperor card, and yeah, just get the job done is what I feel. That's the word that popped into my head when I pulled that chop wood card, my darling Librans, was get the job done. And I feel you will, because you're the Emperor here and that's shown up. So I feel that there is no more of this juggling, spinning plates, work hard, play hard. I feel, if you have been working too hard, you need to pull back a bit. This is kind of a card of balance energy. So, this could be showing up to tell you balance your energies here. If you've been playing too hard, pull that back, balance those energies, my darling Librans. That's kind of what I'm getting here. If I'm going to put it all together, like I said, I just feel that with this chop wood card, you are being encouraged to take control. Get the job done. Take control over what is happening. Don't allow others to control you, my darling Librans. Don't allow your life to control you. You take control here, my darling Librans. And when you do, this whole beautiful change and transformation is happening for you. That's what I feel. And just be aware of the spinning plates. But I am more focused on this giant infinity symbol saying to me that you have infinite possibilities, my darling Librans. Loving, love, love is for you. So if you're enjoying the reading so far, please do give it a thumbs up for me. I am very active and interactive in the comments. So, you know, if you'd like to drop me a comment, if you got something to say about this reading, drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. And yeah, maybe you could subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. There's a lot of you that watch my things that aren't subscribed, and it really does help my channel grow. All right, let's get final messages for you. Improving health. Yeah, I think that's just going to be a byproduct of you balancing those energies, as I said. Look for a sign, they say. Look for the signs, synchronicities, symbols. They all mean something. Here it comes. Big happy changes. Definitely feel that. That is the death card. Change, transformation, big happy changes. And I do feel it's all a byproduct of you taking control over your life. Within the next few months, they say, there is something better. Yes, there is, my darling Librans. There is definitely something better for you here. You can see it here in the reading. It's a very straightforward reading, my darling Librans. Definitely beautiful energies coming in for you. Thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I'll be back again soon. Hi there, my darling Scorpios. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to your reading for the week of September the 22nd. So, my darling Scorpios, we're just going to jump right in and start off with an overarching energy using the wisdom of the oracle. And then we'll move on to my 3-card spread using my tarot cards here, and then finishing off with angel answer cards. All right, my darling Scorpios, how has the eclipse energy been for you? I tell you, it has been intense. I mean, I'm a Virgo, so it's, you know, that this latest one we had is, I feel kind of, it's a confusing time for, I don't know why, it just, that's the energy that's around, is a bit of confusion and, yeah, murkiness. I'm not sure, but anyway. I'm feeling, though, that October is going to be better, I hope. All right. Let's see what's coming in for you. Observer. Ooh. So, I mean, this card comes in, my darling Scorpios, when you're being asked to, you know, maybe take a step back and look at things. Look at the bigger picture, my darling Scorpio, whatever that means to you or for you. You know, maybe you're being encouraged here to, rather than participate too much, observe. See what is going on around you, and just, you know, wait before you act, maybe. You know, that's kind of the feeling I'm getting off this observer card. But you are being encouraged just to, I feel, you know, look rather than act, if that makes sense. Or wait, I don't know. Let's get some more info. Let us consult the tarot, my darling Scorpios, and see what messages we've got coming in for you for the 22nd of week of the 22nd of September. Definitely been some big energies around. The Lovers, that's come out. Lovers has come out quite a bit. So I think there's a lot of relationship, and the 6 of Swords too. So a lot of relationship. Oh, double Lovers. Wow. Actually, I'm going to pull another one for that, because, yeah, okay. Because I feel, I mean, that's what you call the universe saying I meant what I said. But yeah, don't often get to. I mean, there's 3 Lovers in this deck, and I keep it in there because I'm like, well, if it wants to come out 3 times, let it come out 3 times. You know, who am I to stop what the universe wants, what spirit wants to bring forward? So I don't mess with it. It's not my place to mess with, you know, those energies. So anyway, so what I'm going to do is give you the meaning of each of the cards, and then I'm going to intuitively put the reading together for you. So you start off, and you start and end here with the Lovers. And the Lovers is a card of, it's Gemini energy. So you've got double Gemini energy coming through here. So if you have Gemini in your chart, or you have a Gemini in your life, I would definitely, I mean, well, if you've got Gemini in your chart, definitely go and watch the Gemini reading, because I feel you're being encouraged here to do that. but this could be a Gemini in your life. The Lovers represents, yes, it can represent love. I feel more that this is about a relationship, definitely, because you've got it twice. It could be a love relationship, but it doesn't have to be. It could be a relationship between you and a family member, you and a colleague, you and a friend. Someone that you're definitely close to, though, is what I feel here. And, I mean, the Lovers card, you know, traditionally in the tarot, it used to be called the choice card because, and it used to be a choice or a crossroads in a relationship. And I feel that that is what is happening here, that there's some kind of choice or a decision that you need to make, my darling Scorpios, within a relationship. And like I said, it doesn't have to be love here. It can be I just feel it's a close relationship. And I mean, relationships can be in many forms here, but I feel it's someone that you could be close to here. I feel that there's some kind of choice decision that needs to be made, but not yet, if that makes sense. My darling Scorpios, just because you've got that observer card, and I feel that you're being encouraged to watch and wait, if that makes sense. So, yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting off this Lovers card. Because then you've got the Six of Swords here. I feel that Six of Swords is encouraging you here to move on to calmer shores. Like, it's literally moving on to calmer shores here. And I feel that in this relationship, you will move on to calmer shores, whether it's with this person or without them, my darling Scorpio. So, take that how it resonates. But, you can see here, she's got all these swords in this boat. The swords represent the lessons and the love. And what's in this little bag here are her tools. She doesn't need any other baggage with her. She's leaving behind the other baggage, my darling Scorpios, and I'm encouraging you to do the same. Do not take more baggage than is needed to move forward, to leave behind what no longer serves you. Move forward, take the lessons and the love, and just move forward, my darling Scorpios. That is all you need here. You don't need further baggage. She's only got the clothes on her back, little bag of tools, and these swords, and that is all she needs. I feel that, you're being encouraged here to move on and follow your North Star here. I'm drawn to her gaze here of looking at the North Star and wanting to follow that. Go where you need to go in regards to that, my darling Scorpios. So, yeah, that's kind of just what I feel there. Okay, so now you've got these two cards, and I pulled an extra card because you got the Lovers again. And when a card comes out twice, it says to me, it's the universe saying I meant what I said, but then the clarifier is, what really tells me what this is about. And with the Knight of Wands here, the Knight of Wands is all about action. I've already told you what the Lovers is about. The Knight of Wands here, it's all about action and taking action, my darling Scorpios. So I feel for you, with this, that you're being encouraged to take this action with this person. Don't allow the situation to fester. And yet, look, yes, you've got that observer card, which is watch and wait. But I feel once you have, watched and waited, it's time to get out of there. Take action. Do what you need to do, is what I feel. And I know that sounds confusing because it's a little bit confusing to me to get sort of mixed messages here. But the only way I have to say what I feel. And when I pulled the observer card, and that it was watch and wait. And it could literally be, watch and wait. It reminds me, her gaze reminds me of, sorry, the Six of Swords looking up at that. Let me show you. The Six of Swords looking up at that star there reminds me of the observer looking up at, you know, the moon. So I'm just sort of drawn to the symbolism, and I'm sort of trying to, you know, put it all together. But, you know, the Knight of Swords is about taking action. You know, he's the true builder of the tarot. If there's no, you know, if it comes to a body of water and there's no bridge, he'll build the bridge to get over it. You know, so I feel that you're being encouraged to take action to, you know, mend, fix whatever this relationship needs, basically. But I feel the action that you will take is moving on, if that makes sense. So, yeah, geez, very confusing message for me, and I hope it's not too confusing for you. But yeah, I just feel I'm drawn to the symbolism here. So, you know, I feel this, it's definitely a significant relationship that is, you know, is asking you to make a decision with. But I feel the decision you'll make is to move on, my darling Scorpios, if that makes sense. So yeah, big energies for you. And I don't often see, you know, two of the same card coming out in a reading. It doesn't often happen. It has happened, but it doesn't often happen, my darling Scorpios. So if you are enjoying the reading so far, please do give it a thumbs up for me. You know, if you can see something in this reading that I can't, and you want to put it in the, you want to tell it to Scorpio, drop it in the comments. I do not mind at all. You know, this is the thing with tarot. It's the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. So, you know, go ahead. All right, let's get final messages. Well, you can't make this up. Romance. It's definitely about a relationship, is what I said. So, yeah, take that how it resonates. I do feel there is a golden opportunity here. I feel the golden opportunity is resolving whatever this is, my darling Scorpios. I feel this will be resolved once and for all, which is great. If you believe, you need to ask, believe, receive. If you don't feel, if you don't believe something is possible, it won't be possible, my darling Scorpio. So, you know, make sure you keep that in mind. Not the right time, they say, and you've got a yes. So it's almost like this reading is giving me mixed signals, because it is. I mean, what I feel is not the right time, your guess is as good as mine, basically. Like, I feel it may just be not the right time for this relationship, you know, and because you've got a, you know, you've got a yes. Was there a question that you asked just before I pulled that yes? You know, it's going to be different for everybody. So, you know, take it how it resonates, but I feel with that yes, and it's a yes with the exclamation point, you know, I think whatever is happening here is happening for your highest good, my darling Scorpios. So, you know, take what resonates, leave the rest, my darling Scorpios. Thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I'll be back again soon. Hi there, my darling Sagittarians. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to your reading for the week of September the 22nd, 2025. So, my darling Sagittarians, we're just going to jump right in and start off with an overarching energy using the wisdom of the Oracle. Then we'll move on to my 3-card spread using my tarot cards here, and then finish off with angel answer cards. All right, my darling Sagittarians, what messages does Sagittarius need to know for this week of the 22nd? How has everybody been coping with those eclipses that we've had? I mean, they have been super intense. So I do feel, though, that the energy in October will be a lot lighter, a lot more clearer, you know, things like that. So, all right, let's see what we have for you, Thinker. So I feel, I mean, this Thinker card is all about, you know, maybe thinking, obviously. No shit, Sherlock. You know, thinking about your words before you speak them. That's what popped into my head as soon as I looked at this card, my darling Sagittarians, is to think before you speak, think before you act. My darling Sagittarians, I feel that it will benefit you to not be too spontaneous in, you know, just blah, you know, saying what you think before thinking about it. My darling Sagittarians, that's what I'm getting off the Thinker card here. So, you know, take that how it resonates, but I feel you're being asked here to just, you know, maybe think before you act, think before you speak this week, my darling Sagittarians. But let us consult the tarot and see what messages we've got coming in for you, my darling Sagittarians. What does Sagittarius need to know for this week of the 22nd? Six of Pentacles. Justice. Wow. This is Leo just about had the same cards here. So yeah, there's your thinking there, my darling Sagittarians. So yeah, I'm looking at this straight away and I'm feeling that, you know, we've got two very similar energies here. I always feel that the Justice card, the Six of Pentacles, is the minor arcana for me, you know, as a reader of the Justice card. So, you mean, you've got two cards here of, you know, justice and balance, with the two scales of balance here. So, yeah, I mean, with this Thinker card here, I mean, I will go through everything, but I just, I read intuitively, and when the messages are coming in at me, I have to get them out of my head, otherwise I can't sort of move on. But I feel that this here is this. Your Eight of Swords here is this, you know, overthinking, my darling. So, I mean, I got the messages of think before you act, but I feel, you know, now with what else has come out, that you may be overthinking as well, my darling Sagittarians. So anyway, let us, I will get into that in a second. But so what I'm going to do is give you the meaning of each of the cards, and then I'll intuitively put the reading together for you. So you start off here with the Six of Pentacles, and as I said, you know, this to me as a reader is the minor arcana version of the Justice card with the scales of balance here. But it is also a card of reciprocity. It's a card of giving and receiving as well. That balance of, you know, giving and receiving. What we give out comes back to us, my darling Sagittarians. So I feel what is important for you is to make sure that you are balancing that give and take off this card. You know, don't take too much, don't give too much at this time, my darling Sagittarians, because like I said, with that, when I saw the rest of the reading, you know, with the Eight of Swords there, I feel that you may be overthinking a situation, or not thinking before you say something, not thinking before you act, not thinking before, you know, you make a decision here, or, you know, take advice from someone. Think, my darling Sagittarians. I feel that you need to maybe, yeah, like I said, don't make a hasty decision. Think something through. You're being encouraged here to balance whatever energies are being put before you this week, my darling Sagittarians. But I do feel that, you know, with the energy here, that it will be, balance will be restored, because you've got the Justice card as well, my darling Sagittarians. So yeah, I'm not worried about this at all. I don't feel that there's anything to worry about here, because you've got beautiful Lady Justice here. And as I said, you know, this could be some kind of karmic justice that is coming to you after this period of you overthinking, you know, thinking too much about something, or, really wanting something to happen. This could be you hear, maybe you've been wanting to get the outcome of a court case or insurance policy or payout or something like that. My darling Sagittarians, I feel that this week you will hear, good or bad. I feel that you'll get your karmic rewards here, your karmic justice, my darling Sagittarians. I mean, and only you will know if that's good or bad, my darling. I don't feel this is bad at all, so don't think that, I'm not a doomsday reader anyway, but I definitely do not feel that there is anything bad here. I feel that you, with the Eight of Swords here, may be internalizing something or catastrophizing something within, my darling Sagittarians, and you need to change that. And I'll talk about that in a minute. But with the beautiful Justice card here, I do feel that this is to do with, some kind of karmic justice coming in, karmic reward coming in, balance, as I said, with the scales of balance here, that there will be some kind of, balance being restored, my darling Sagittarians. And then you have, like I said, the Eight of Swords here. And you can see, she's got blindfolds in the tarot are often, can mean that we need to trust our intuition as well. But you can see here, she's only got her hand up there. She could easily take that blindfold off, remove these bindings from herself and step out of this self-imposed restriction that she has created for herself. And I feel you're being encouraged, my darling Sagittarians, this week to do that. Get out of that self-imposed restriction. Remove the blindfold, my darling Sagittarians, so you can see clearly. Like I said, with that Thinker card, I feel that, you're overthinking, you're over-catastrophizing. I can't even say the word. Catastrophize. Whatever. You know what I mean. You're over-worrying, my darling Sagittarians. So, and what I'm drawn to here is this water here on this card. You're being encouraged to take the blindfold off, remove the bindings, and step into the flow of life, my darling Sagittarians. That's what I'm getting off this card for you. So if I'm going to put it all together, probably already have mentioned it, but I feel there is something to do with overthinking, making sure that you think before you act, think before you speak, think before, you do anything, is what I feel, my darling Sagittarians. But don't overthink either with this Eight of Swords here. Don't keep yourself in this self-imposed restriction when you have the energy to be able to balance that energy and bring back, restore balance, reciprocity, my darling Sagittarians. I feel that, you have some kind of balance will be restored if you can get yourself out of this self-imposed restriction, my darling Sagittarians. So yeah, some big energies there for you, but I feel that there's definitely balance, ready to be restored for you if you are ready to receive it, my darling Sagittarians. So if you're enjoying the reading so far, please do give it a thumbs up for me. I'm very active and interactive in the comments. So if something resonates with you, please, put it in the comments below. Or if you can see something that I can't, drop it in the comments. I do not mind at all. All right, let's get final messages for you. Be assertive. Yes, my darling Sagittarians. That is part of the Ace of Swords. Eight of Swords. Get out of that self-imposed restriction. Be assertive. Take yourself out of that. Yeah, communicate clearly. If there is something that is on your mind, speak it out loud, my darling Sagittarians. If you need to, ask for help from others. People are around you, my darling Sagittarians. If you need support, you need help, ask your angels. Ask, people that you trust, my darling Sagittarians. Wait, this has come up a lot So every single reading I've done so far, this card has come up. So I feel that there could be a lot of energy of people wanting to rush in to things, but you're being encouraged here to wait. And choose a new direction. So, and that could be part of the thinker that's been here, that you may have been overthinking, a situation too much and just trying to rush in. But I feel here that you're being encouraged to wait till you feel that balance is restored, my darling Sagittarians. Don't rush into anything, and don't, what I said was think before you act, think before you speak, think before you rush in, my darling Sagittarians. And I feel that that's probably what that wait card is all about for you. So thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I'll be back again soon. Hi there, my darling Capricorns. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to your reading for the week of September the 22nd. So my darling Capricorns, we're just gonna jump right in and start off with an overarching energy using the wisdom of the oracle. Then we'll move on to my 3-card spread using my tarot cards here, and then we will finish off with angel answer cards. All right, my darling Capricorns, how has these eclipses been for you? They certainly have been intense. Me being a Virgo, I have felt them very much, and I've just sort of felt a lot of confusion, I think, just, uncertainty maybe, but I am looking forward to October because I feel that the energy's going to be a little bit lighter for us in October. But anyway, let's see what we have for you, my darling Capricorns, as overarching energy. Blessed. Oh, I love this card. Love, love, love this for you, my darling Capricorns. Wow. Blessed. This is one of my favorite cards in this whole deck. You, my darling Capricorns, are blessed this week. So you could be coming out of this eclipse energy feeling blessed and feeling that, things are moving forward for you, and that, everything's coming up, Capricorn. How gorgeous for you. I love it. Love, love, love. All right. Oops. Did not mean to do that. Put that back on there. All right, my darling Capricorns, let us consult the tarot and see what messages we've got coming in for you for this week of the 22nd. What does Capricorn need to know? Six of Swords. Yeah, I feel like you're moving on. Ah, Justice. Yeah, you've got justice, baby. Yeah. Justice from something. There you are, showing up in your own reading, my darling Capricorns. You definitely are blessed because you've got justice and you're moving on. Love it. All right, my darling Capricorns, what I'm going to do is give you the meaning of each of the cards, and then I'm going to intuitively put the reading together for you. So you start off with the beautiful Six of Swords. The Six of Swords in the tarot is a card of moving on to calmer shores, moving from, where you have been, moving from, choppy waters into calmer waters, my darling Capricorn. And just with the whole vibe of this reading, you definitely are blessed here. I feel that this is probably going to be the catalyst for you to move forward here, for you to be, moving away from what no longer serves you, my darling Capricorns. You can see here, she's just got this tiny little bag here. She's got the clothes on her back and these swords in the boat. The swords here represent the lessons and the love. And this bag here, you can see it's only a small bag. All this bag contains are the tools that she needs. She does not need to bring further baggage with her. You are being encouraged, my darling Capricorns, to leave behind other baggage. Only take with you the lessons and the love and the tools that you need here, my darling Capricorns. I feel that that's all you need to move forward, my darling Capricorns. You can see here too, her gaze looking up to this star here. I feel that this, you know, she's following her North Star. She's following her dream here, my darling Capricorns. And I feel this is you. You are doing this. You are moving on, moving towards your beautiful dreams, my darling Capricorns. And this will make you feel blessed. That's what I feel, definitely, off this Six of Swords. Because then you've got the Justice card here. And I feel this is you receiving some kind of karmic reward, karmic justice, my darling Capricorns. I feel for you that, you know, you've got the scales of balance here as well. You know, I feel that that is, you know, you receiving balance back in your life, my darling Capricorn. So take that how it resonates, but that's sort of what I feel. I mean, you can see here, Lady Justice, I love her. She's righteous. She has her arm up and her sword. I mean, in the traditional tarot, she has her sword up, you know. So, you know, I just love this card. I just feel this is you. I mean, there's not really, this whole reading, I could say it in 2 seconds, but, you know, I won't, because that won't give you much value and you might be upset. But I just feel this is you receiving karmic justice, karmic rewards, and this will make you feel blessed as well, my darling Capricorns. This is part of, you know, you receiving your blessing here is finally you are receiving your karmic rewards, my darling Capricorns, which I'm just loving for you. So, you know, it could also be, you know, if you've been waiting for a settlement, a payout, you know, in some kind of insurance settlement, a divorce, you know, something like that. Something where you've been waiting for an outcome, my darling Capricorns. It could even be a job. If you've been wanting, you know, going for a job or something like that, and you just, you know, been trying and nothing's happened, this could be the week that you get it, my darling Capricorn. So yeah, love this for you. It's just a blessed week, really, all around. That's really the energy I'm getting. As soon as I pulled that card, I felt it. So yeah, loving it. And then here are you, my darling Capricorns, the Devil. And I'm not going to read this, excuse me, as I would normally read the Devil, because I don't feel this is toxic energy or anything like that. I don't feel this is binding energy. I just feel this is your energy, my darling Capricorns, because this is you. The Devil represents you, Capricorn energy. And when you show up in your reading, my darling Capricorns, you come from a place of power and strength, and it really allows you to get what you want from the reading, my darling Capricorn. So I'm loving seeing this for you here. It is, you know, just beautiful energy. It makes me feel that this whole reading is meant just for you. And look, yeah, it's a Capricorn reading, I know that, but like I said, when you show up in your own reading, it's like the universe going, I meant what I said. This is about you. This is your week, my darling Capricorns, to receive blessings. And I love to see this for you, my darling Capricorns. So I'm going to put the whole thing together, and like I probably already have. It's pretty straightforward reading, my darling Capricorns. You are blessed. That's the big standout here. There has been some event, catalyst, whatever, that has caused you to move away from what no longer serves you, move forward, follow your goals, wishes, dreams, and they're coming to you, my darling Capricorns. Just remember to take the lessons and the love and leave the baggage behind. Only take what it is that you need, my darling Capricorns. You know, and justice is incoming for you. I love this. And like I said, you showing up in your reading makes the universe, is just the universe saying, I meant what I said. You come from a place of power and strength. And this really allows you to get what you want from this reading. But you are blessed, my darling Capricorns. Love this for you. It's just blowing my mind, actually. Beautiful reading, my darling Capricorns. So if you're enjoying the reading so far, please do give it a thumbs up for me. I am very active and interactive in the comments, so please let me know if this resonates with you. What is it that you're moving away from, my darling Capricorns? You know, if you feel like sharing, please share with us. All right, let us get final messages for you. Romance. I mean, romance is always available to us if we want it. So, you know, maybe this is a relationship that you're moving towards. You're moving away from something else and you're moving towards a new relationship. Maybe that was a divorce, as I said, and now you're moving to, maybe it's relationship with yourself, my darling Capricorns. You know, love yourself. Yeah, be assertive, they say. Absolutely. To be able to move on is to be assertive. You need to take the reins, take charge. Yeah, you've got success. I love this for you, my darling Capricorns. This whole reading is about success. So, and being blessed. Within the next few months, they say, there's something better. Oh my God, there sure is for you, my darling Capricorns, because you certainly can't make this up. There is definitely something better coming in for you this week, my darling Capricorns. And I feel that this is, you know, this may be the catalyst to get things moving. Things are going to start moving in a more blessed way for you, my darling Capricorns. For you. Thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I'll be back again soon. Hi there, my darling Aquarians. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to your reading for the week of September the 22nd. So, my darling Aquarians, we're just going to jump right in and start off with an overarching energy using the wisdom of the oracle. Then we'll move on to my 3-card spread using my tarot cards here, and then finishing off with angel answer cards. All right, my darling Aquarians, what messages does Aquarius need to know? Boy, there's been some funky energy around with all those eclipses. How did you go with those eclipses, my darling Aquarians? I mean, they last for a good 6 months, so we will still be reeling from those eclipses for more time yet. But I do feel that next month in October will be a lot nicer. You have the message of why. Now, this may be a question that you're asking, my darling Aquarius. Are you asking why something is happening, why something may have happened? Let me know. Drop it in the comments. Are you asking this question of why? And I think, you know, to ask why is to maybe drive yourself a little bit insane, because I don't think any of us can know why things happen. You know, why did that person have to leave me? Why did that job have to end? Why did I have to lose my job? Why did this situation happen? You know, I think if we ask the question of why too many times, it can really A, stop us from moving forward, but B, you know, cause anxiety and mental anguish. I think if we are resigned to the fact that everything happens for a reason, then, you know, and there is a purpose to everything, then, you know, I think we can all sort of feel a lot better about things that happen. So, but anyway, let us consult the tarot here and see what messages we've got coming in for you, my darling Aquarians. Death card. There's your change and transformation right there. Ooh, and the Empress. Love it. And the Six of Swords, yeah. Love this. There's your why. Moving on, my darling. You don't need to ask why, you just move on, my darling Aquarians. All right, so what I'm going to do is give you the meaning of each of the cards, and then I'm going to intuitively put the reading together for you. So you've got Scorpio showing up here as well. So if you have Scorpio in your chart, make sure you go and watch the Scorpio reading. All right, so you start here with the Death card. So the Death card is all about, it's the Death card, I'm just going to get that out, the elephant in the room out the way. The Death card does not mean literal death, my darling Aquarians. The Death card means change and transformation. It means the death of an old way of doing something, not literal death. So, don't ever think that the Death card means, death. When we see tarot cards in movies and things like that, the Death card comes out and it's supposed to be, oh my God, that means someone's going to die, but never does that what it means. And anybody that tells you that doesn't know how to read tarot at all. So just wanted to get that out the way. But the Death card is also, like I said, Scorpio energy. So if you have Scorpio in your chart, I would encourage you to go and watch the Scorpio reading, because there's been a lot of crossover energies in these readings with this eclipse, this second eclipse in Virgo coming out the day before this reading is sort of meant for. But look, there is no timing really in the tarot. It is divine psychic timing. Everything will happen when it's meant to happen, my darling Aquarians. So what I feel for you of this is that there has been some kind of change and transformation. It is, I feel that this is what you're going through. I don't feel you have gone through it yet, but this is what you're going through. And it may be causing you to ask the question, why? Why did this other situation happen? But I feel that it's part of your journey, my darling Aquarians, if that makes sense. So, I just feel that you're going through some change and transformation at this time. And I would be encouraging you to go with it rather than bump up against it, if that makes sense, my darling Aquarians. Because then you've got the beautiful Empress card. So the Empress card is all about abundance and, the birth of something new, my darling Aquarians. You can see here this symbol of Venus here. This is a symbol of fertility, my darling Aquarians. So, it literally could be the birth of a child here. So if you've been wanting to get pregnant, if that's what you've been asking, is why hasn't it happened yet? I would be, thinking that this could be it, my darling Aquarians. This could be the week that you hear that you're pregnant. So keep that in mind. If you've been asking why hasn't something worked out, it could happen this week. You literally could get an idea that is the catalyst for you to move in a different direction, my darling Aquarians. And that is why something hasn't worked out before, because it hasn't been the right time. But now it could be, my darling Aquarians. So, just take that how it resonates. But the Empress card is all about abundance and the birth of something new. And it's about effortless abundance, my darling Aquarians. She just needs to wave her scepter and all this wheat here grows. It is abundance. It is just, that's all I can say about the Empress card, is that it is just about, effortless abundance, my darling Aquarians. And I am getting the birth of something new off this. So, like I said, if this is to do with a child, I feel this could be the week that you hear about that, or the birth of a new idea. Something's changing. This is all about change, I feel, my darling Aquarians. If I can say one thing about this reading, is change is coming, and it's change for the better, my darling Aquarians. Because then you have the Six of Swords. And the Six of Swords is all about moving on to calmer shores. It is about leaving behind what no longer serves you, taking the lessons and the love and moving on, my darling Aquarians. You can see here, she's just got this little bag. She's got her 6 swords here, which represent the lessons and the love and the clothes on her back. And she is off. She is leaving behind what no longer serves her. And she's only taking this little bag with her, my darling Aquarians. She is not taking a heap of baggage with her. This is it. That's all. Take the lessons and the love, move on. I'm also drawn, she's looking up at her North Star here. She is following her dream. She's leaving behind what no longer serves her. Why? Because it's time. My darling Aquarians, that's what I feel. That question of why I feel is because it's time. Why hasn't things worked out until now? Because it hasn't been the right time. That's what I feel. And what I feel is that you have amazing change and transformation coming to you. You will leave behind what no longer serves you, and abundance is waiting. And possibly the birth of something new or someone new. My darling Aquarians, love this reading for you. I just think, yeah, it is a beautiful reading, my darling Aquarians. So if you are enjoying the reading so far, please do give it a thumbs up for me. Let me know in the comments if, you've been waiting on trying to get pregnant, or, something that you've been trying hasn't been working out. And I just tell me if you feel like you've been going through some kind of, change or transformation, because you are, my darling Aquarians. Yeah, the situation will improve. You can't make this up. I've basically been saying it the whole reading. No need to worry, they say. I said, can't make this up. Romance. Hey, like I said, you're wanting to get pregnant. You need a bit of romance to get pregnant, don't you? Yeah. So, this could quite literally be, happening there for you, my darling. Within the next few months, they say, there's something better. Yes, there is, my darling Aquarians. I so see that happening for you. Beautiful energies are on their way. Don't ask why. Hasn't been the right time. Now is the right time, my darling Aquarians. Thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I'll be back again soon. Hi there, my darling Pisces. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to your reading for the week of September the 22nd. So, my darling Pisces, we're just going to jump right in and start off with an overarching energy using the Wisdom of the Oracle. Then we'll move on to my 3-card spread using my tarot cards here, and then finish off with angel answer cards. All right, my darling Pisces, how have you been with these eclipse energies? Oh my God. I'm a Virgo, your opposite sign, and whoa, these bloody energies have been dynamic and a little bit confusing for me, but, how have they been for you? Drop it in the comments. Let me know how you coped with these energies. I mean, they're going to last for at least 6 months. So, I do feel October will be a lot better though. So that's a good thing. All right, let's see what we have for you. Flexible. Well, don't we all need to be flexible around this time, I think. So I feel you're definitely being encouraged, my darling Pisces, to be flexible at this time. Be flexible around, things that happen, whatever. If something doesn't go your way, just be a bit flexible in how you approach, or what you think about it. Give it some time to sink in. Don't, what they say is, be like a willow tree. In the wind, it bends and, it doesn't break. Yeah, I feel everyone would benefit from being a little bit more flexible around this time, my darling Pisces. All right, let us consult the tarot and see what messages we've got coming in for you, my darling Pisces. What does Pisces need to know for this time? What messages does Pisces need to know? The 22nd of September. King of Swords, Knight of Wands, and the Magician. Yeah, I love it. Love, love. All right, so what I'm going to do is give you the meaning of each of the cards, and then I'm going to intuitively put the reading together for you. So you start off here with the King of Swords, and I feel in this reading, my darling Pisces, that this is you. I feel that you're presenting here as the King of Swords. I feel that you're sitting, comfortably on your throne, not bothered, just in control, feeling that you have all the knowledge and wisdom that you need, my darling Pisces, that you don't need to prove anything. That's what popped into my head, is that, you're just sitting pretty, my darling Pisces. I am drawn to this, the sword he holds. I feel he holds the sword, the Ace of Swords here. So, the Ace of Swords is the sword of truth. So I feel speaking your truth would benefit you this week as well. Don't hold in, if you have a truth that needs to be spoken, don't hold it in, my darling Pisces. But I do feel you have all the knowledge and wisdom that you need. I feel that you with that flexible card, I feel that you are flexible. You are feeling, just unbothered is the word that popped into my head, because he looks unbothered here. And I feel you presenting here as that just, makes you feel, well, you've just gone through this eclipse. If you can go through that, you can go through anything. But I feel that you feel in control, and that you have everything, the knowledge, wisdom, whatever it is that you need, my darling Pisces. Because then you've got the Knight of Wands. Now, the Knight of Wands in the tarot is a card of taking action here. And I feel that, you're being encouraged to take action towards, what it is that you want. Like I said, you have all the knowledge and wisdom that you need to move forward, to get where it is that you want to go, to get what it is that you want, my darling Pisces. I feel that you just need to go for it. That's the word that popped into my head. You can see, this horse, she's taking the horse by the reins. She holds the Ace of Wands. She's going. You've got the Ace of Swords in your hand as the King of Wands, and you're taking the Ace of Wands in your hand as the Knight of Wands. You're going for it. You've got it. You've got everything you need. And then you've got the Magician card here as well. That tells me you are the master manifester this week, my darling Pisces. You are able to make whatever it is happen, which I love to see for you, my darling Pisces. Because like I said, then you've got the Magician, and you can see this infinity symbol on the top of the Magician. There's only 4 cards in the tarot that have that infinity symbol, and this is one of them. And that is the symbol of infinite possibilities, my darling Pisces. So I feel with that flexible card, and what else is here on the table, you have infinite possibilities here if you stay flexible. But you are also showing up as the master manifester. This for you, my darling Pisces. You are the master manifester here. The Magician is master of all the suits in the tarot. He is able to bring to him whatever it is and manifest whatever it is he desires. I would caution you, though, to not manifest while this eclipse is going on. Just you might get more than you bargained for. But once the energy settles down, yeah, this is you, my darling Pisces. Loving this energy for you. Like, your reading is one of the best. I mean, there was a few that were really good, but I feel that yours is definitely the standout for this week, my darling Pisces. So if I'm going to put it all together, I just feel, I mean, it's a very straightforward, clear message. You're being told to stay flexible this week. Don't, don't push something so far that it breaks, is what I feel for you, my darling Pisces. And I feel that you're being encouraged to take the horse by the reins and, put into practice what it is you want to manifest. Maybe don't put it out there just this week, but know what it is that you want to manifest, my darling Pisces, because I feel you've got all the knowledge and wisdom that you need. You're sitting pretty here. It's coming for you, my darling Pisces. Just stay flexible is all I can say here. But wow, beautiful reading for you, my darling Pisces. So if you're enjoying the reading so far, please do give it a thumbs up for me. I mean, I'm very active and interactive in the comments, so if you've, let me know if this resonates. If you've got something to say, if you're a reader yourself and you want to play along, you got something to tell Pisces, drop it in the comments. I do not mind at all. I like to start a dialogue and see what happens. All right, let's get final messages for you, my darling Pisces. Be assertive. That is your Knight of Wands. That's the universe saying, I meant what I said. Meditation brings answers, they say. So if you need to, need some answers, ask your angels, meditate, go within. Yeah, look for a sign, they say. So, that's part of the magician too, is looking for signs, synchronicities, symbols, things like that. That is part of being the magician, my darling Pisces. Wait, they say. And I feel that means I feel that's the manifesting part when I said just wait, because there's something better. Yeah, that's exactly what I feel. I feel that whatever it is that you want to manifest will come. Just wait until these energies sort of, calm down a bit, because that's what I was feeling off the magician card was, yeah, manifest, but not right this second, my darling Pisces. I mean, beautiful energies coming in for you this week, my darling Pisces. Thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I'll be back again soon.